whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari mai. Hare mai, o Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
E te ti, e te tā, kei wi, kei wā, te o me te ā, tēnā koutou katoa. Anei māua ko Erika, e whakapāhu atu ana kia koutou mai i te harurutanga o te awa mutu. Tēnā koutou katoa.
Wow, we tō auaha hoki. That was flash. It is just Snowy and I in studio today.
Yep, the parents have gone and the kids are at home making a mess. No,
While the cat's away, the mouse will play. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, kua haerea tō tātou hoa praoneki kaupapa ke, he tangata mau pōtai rau. He has a lot of kaupapa in our hoa. He's out fulfilling those kaupapa. Our friend has many kaupapa and he attends to a lot of hui. So e mihi ana ki a koe, ngā manaakitanga kei rongi a koe, e a koe takahi ana i te mato o te whenua. Waiho mā māua nei e kōrero, he whakararu i a koutou nei, a ngai taringa i tēnei wā tonu. Nō reira, tēnā koutou.
Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā koe Erika, pehea.
Kei te pai ahau e ora tonu.
Ka pai, tātou.
Yeah.
Well, if you weren't, we'd be talking about you today because you won't be here.
True that. Yeah, so anyway, it's just going to be me and Snow, and we're going to do our best to step into the shoes of our very esteemed Paraone. I'm sure his missing presence will be noticed, but we'll try our best. Mā te aha I tēnā.
Mā te aha I tēnā. Good segue.
Yes.
Which brings us to our kiwaha.
Our kiwaha o te wiki is mā te aha I tēnā.
Mā te aha I tēnā.
Do you know what that means?
Mā te aha I tēnā, it's used as a way to say, oh, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's better than nothing. A lot of times it's used in a sarcastic or not a degrading way, but
better than nothing.
Yeah. Well, mā te aha.
Mā te aha.
Mā te aha. I suppose it's all. I suppose it'll do.
Yeah. For instance, we just had a noho in the weekend, and I was put on the spot. I was I rongo au I te mura o te ahi. Oh my gosh. You know, when you get put on the spot, sometimes you just have a complete mind blank. Yep. So I just I don't even know what I rambled, but I sat down and someone said to me, oh, mā te aha I tēnā. That was way better than nothing.
That's way better than nothing, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So if we talked about where it was an episode we had Kei Rongo Noatu where it's like, it's a bit better. So below that in the rankings of, say, praise or feedback in some way, you would say, mā te aha I tēnā. Mā te aha I tēnā. And then if they get better, you say, oh, kei rongo noa atu, getting better. Those are the two links between that.
And then if they were the man, rehe ake nei.
Rehe ake nei, yep. So you can see all these kiwaha that we've introduced earlier being tied in together. So mā te aha I tēnā, a lot of times it is to indicate what is lacking. So, you have porridge and they go, oh, ko pau ke te cream meat, he miraka ana he, and you can say, oh, mā te aha, I suppose milk will do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But
first world problems.
You won't catch me putting milk on my porridge. Rather have sand.
Oh, no. I like it. Ooh.
No. Mā te aha I te one. No.
Ooh, no. I'm a bit of an almond milk person.
Oh,
myself,
yeah. Ka pai.
Anyway.
Mā te aha I te almond milk.
Ko tahi atu ki te kaupapa.
Kia ora.
Here we are on episode 8, te kaumā 8.
88. Heads
and, up. And we are coming at you with a Patapātai. So we've done a few of these before, and as you would all know, what we do is we look through our Facebook page and our messages, and we try and answer questions that you've all sent in to us.
Ka pai. Yeah, so Erica has actually done, like, nā te mea he tangata hō miro a Erica. She is a very attentive person, a good eye for detail, hence her craft in photography is unlike any other. So she's been able to go through all of your comments that a lot of you, our devoted listeners, have put on our Facebook page. And you may also find that if we don't answer them, a lot of time is because we encourage you to go back through other episodes. A lot of times some of these questions have been answered. Yeah,
they have, yeah.
And also, I'd like to encourage you to try and answer them yourself first and then ask it, because a lot of times the answer is under your nose. So it's all about rangahau.
Yes, rangahau.
Whakaarohia.
And you are a bit of a rangahau person yourself, Snowy. So I'm going to come at you with one that was quite deep, because I know you like the deeper, meaningful ones.
Yeah.
So Pare Puketapu has suggested here that maybe we talk a little bit about embalming. What did we traditionally in the past do around tūpapaku?
Oh, straight to the tūpapaku stuff.
I know, we're going in. Do you have any knowledge about this?
What I do know and what we were taught, and you have to understand that what your environment gives you, that's what you use. So we used, I know kawakawa was used, and it wasn't as if it was to embalm, to preserve, their longevity, so they could be mourned, but a lot of the time was to mask the smell of decaying flesh and stuff. So there were important people in our marae or our hapu, and I think there are the same roles that were shared across throughout Aotearoa. But these people were called tūpopo. Tūpopo, yep, tūpopo. And they were kuia. They were kuia that ko more te whare tangata, their birthing abilities had finished, they had. So it was a stage of graduation.
Ooh, wow, that just kind of penny dropped there. So maybe you're a kuia.
Yes.
Once.
Yeah, so they had reached a kuia status in some way, which is one of sometimes a lot of the, what I say criteria, but one of the stages that a kuia takes. And so then they were those type of people, the tūpopo, and they would always take care of the mate. So when you have a hui mate and the body was lying in state, they would be the ones always by the sides, as well as the whānau pani. As well as the kirimate would be close to that, to the tūpapaku, but they would be taking care of it. Now, in the days before we had embalming and we had undertakers, e mihi ana kia koutou hoki, te whānau tipene, me Haven Falls, koutou manaki ana i a tātou tūpapaku, hoina. Their mahi was to take care of the tūpapaku. Sometimes they would take them out the back, bathe the body in salt water, or sometimes in the awa, and always in separate areas, so you wouldn't eat or swim in the place where those things happen. So he wāhi tapu, wāhi motuhake, mō awa mahira.
Yeah, true. You'd need a completely different place.
Yeah. So most times upstream, downstream, or wherever.
Yeah.
And kawakawa was also used to help mask the scent or to help clean the body.
Yeah.
And this could have been done once in the morning and in the evening as well. So
it wasn't just like nowadays they get embalmed once.
We get embalmed once, 3 days.
You had to maintain it.
You had to maintain it. It's something you had to maintain. So, and I know they were wrapped in certain materials. There were a whāriki. I believe Taranaki is reviving that now. Yeah, no, you do see it around quite a lot, eh? Yeah, so using natural things. And because what you want your body to do ideally is, or the belief is, to decompose or to kia hoki anō ki te kōpū o papatuanaku. Yeah. And a lot of, with the embalming these days, they actually put in a lot of toxins into the whenua. Yeah. And also with the casket that you're in, if you're looking at those materials, they can still be there for years and years. Yeah. And there's also a belief that when you dig 6 feet deep, you actually go beyond the microorganisms that help break down those materials, which are in the first 4 feet, really? I believe. Yeah, so it's not very live down there. Oh, okay. Living microorganisms are up in the shallower stuff. In the shallower stuff, yeah. So me whakaaro e tātou nei, hea tātou mahi mō te nehu. Yeah. So when it comes to embalming, those are my whakaaro.
I have noticed recently in the last few years that more people have been doing the whāriki as opposed to coffins.
Aye.
Do you know the tikanga around that? Because I know some people will like weave parts at a time. They won't weave the whole thing, and then on the last day, they'll weave it shut.
So in Taranaki, I believe that they call it he kahu whakatere. He kahu whakatere, which is a cloak of travelling. So ka whakatere. So it's a cloak that, or a gown or some clothing that assists you on your way. Koina he tikanga no tāukiuki. It's a tradition from yore. You wouldn't start that process until the last breath is taken. Ka manawa kia ore te tangata, when the person, the tūroro, or the person is close to death and is on their last breath, once they have passed away, that's the time that you start actually
Weaving their kahu.
You start weaving that cloak.
Yeah.
And for various reasons, I'm not too sure about it, but I'm
You
under
want
the...
to preempt it. But
Yeah, you don't want to preempt it.
Yeah.
There's a tikanga in I know in the Hokianga, and maybe other places too, is that you don't dig the hole until the last day of the burial. The thing is, you don't want to tempt fate. You don't want to preempt something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't want to open up something and because you have to fill it. Koina te whakaro. Koina ngā te whakapono a etahi, o etahi. Yeah. So that's why there's a rush on the morning of the burial to dig the hole there. Some places easier, some places not. But that's the same, I believe, with the kahu whakatere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at that practice, he te iwi. Those are, in terms of Māoridom, we're actually taking back our old practices. Yeah. And to try and understand them first. You know, you may want to be buried in a casket of gold, so hey, that's fine. But, you know, if you want to try the kahu whakatere, there are a lot of people out there that are willing to facilitate those things, especially the whānau, I think it's the whānau wharehoka down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or if you're listening and you're part of the whānau, let us know, because it's a great kaupapa. I think a lot of our tikanga are heightened or mostly observed around tangihanga, around our rites and rituals around our death. Yeah.
I would definitely be keen to have a kahu whakatere.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point in being buried in this flash-ass wooden box thing that's only going to get buried in the ground and rot and hopefully never come back up.
Tika.
What a waste.
Yeah. How does it go? The man that built it didn't need it. The man that needed it never saw it.
Snowy, you're just a wealth of knowledge.
Tēnā koe, Google.
We have here from Courtney Bennett.
Kia ora,
she wants
Courtney.
to hear some kōrero about the moon and the different phases.
Pea o whakaro, te maramataka.
Oh, I reckon it fully makes sense, eh?
Yeah.
Because if the moon can have that much effect on the tides, then obviously it's also affecting the moisture in the dirt and how far up the moisture will come and what days will be the best days to plant your plants in that dirt, but also how it affects people's moods. I've spent a bit of time with Rangi Mātamua on his trips around doing his presentations.
Kia ora, Rangi. Kia ora, bro. Hey, you, bro.
You do his voice so well.
No, that was Rangi.
Oh, yes. I remember him saying in one of his presentations, the word lunatic
Kia ora.
comes from lunar phases.
Lunar phases, the lunacy of someone.
Yeah, pretty much. And because on full moon, everybody's moods are kind of heightened and going a bit pōrangi, you could say.
Kia ora.
And that's where the word lunatic comes from. But also, I went out with some of the whānau down the coast on the crayfish boats one morning, and they were telling me that because it was around the time of the full moon, they'd actually put all the pots out deeper.
Kia ora.
As opposed to closer to the shoreline. And I was like, oh, why is that? And they're like, well, because when the full moon's out, one kōrero could be that the water is brighter and colder. They like darker places. Like, you find them in the little caves and stuff underwater.
Kia ora.
So when the full moon's out, it's too bright, so they go out deeper. So that also affected where they placed their pots.
Tika tau, because a lot of our mai taitai or a lot of our kaumuana, they're nocturnal, they have nocturnal activity, or most active in the nighttime. So I can see why why they would do that. That's pretty good to see. I know for your kaumātua from whānau Apanui te whānau Apanui. Wiramu Tāwhai.
Tāwhai, yep.
Kia ora, yeah. He has a very good writing,
Yeah.
so on the maramataka according to te
whānau Apanui, yeah.
which is cool because he writes that Rākau Nui, which is the full moon,
Yeah.
is the first moon for Apanui, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
And so the first moon to a lot of, the first phase, the beginning phase of the moon is whiro, tiria, ohoata, or uenuku to some. So there's the four phases.
Whiro is the new moon.
The new moon, yeah,
Yeah.
which is not to be seen. You can't see it.
Yeah,
And-
so it looks like there's no moon
Yeah.
in the sky.
And if you've been listening to Once Upon a Time, a whiro is the deity of calamity and disease, yeah, sort of misfortune.
Misfortune,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good way to
People
put
would
it.
go, he's the devil of Te Ao Māori, but actually, I wouldn't say he is. That's
Yeah.
just that's his mahi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a yin to there's a yang. So that's whiro. And so a lot of things of that night, the moon can't be seen. It's a dark night, and it's a night to sort of stay home and
Yeah.
do a bit of planning.
Do a bit of reflecting.
Yeah, do reflecting, because the big thing too about our maramataka is that how do we adapt that to what we do to this day in this day and age. You have Ruben Taipari and Heni Hoterene, tēnā kōrua. They are living up in Ahipara, and they have great wānanga on maramataka and how you can adapt that to our day and age, our modern settings. So they also have a calendar that they release every year. So go and look them up as well. You have Rereata Makiha, who's an exponent on maramataka, who's looked at over 400 different maramataka with him, and as well as the Royal Society of Astronomy, alongside
Yeah.
Dr. Rangi Mātāmua,
Yeah.
and others. So they're looking at maramataka and how it adapts, or how we can use it in this day and age. And also the kōrero it comes from. Also, if you are looking at the maramataka, Courtney and your friends or your whānau and colleagues, is to probably, I would say, to make sure that you find one that pertains to the area that you're living in.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, because it also depends on your geographical points.
Oh, very much, your environment, yeah.
Because, down the coast, we are pretty much used to warmer climates and stuff. And so our koroua Wiramu Tāwhai, his research was based on everything from the coast,
Kia ora.
which will be totally different to someone down in Ngaitahu,
Kia ora.
who has, quite a cold, snowy, te puaheiri, a snowy climate.
Tika. And also, when you are looking at lunar phases from a tidal point of view, it changes very much. So that's why in Wiramu Tāwhai's writing that they would put a marker at the high tide on Rākau Nui,
high
which
tide.
would show their calendar.
Yeah.
So you can't do that if you're, say, in Waikato, in an area where it's landlocked.
Where it's not tidal. I wonder how they would have measured that.
Well, you'd still look at it. You could look at the activity of your natural surroundings. So it goes back to how in tune our tupuna were and how some
with
still
the tai
are
ao.
with our tai ao.
Yeah.
And so it even differs. So you look at Apanui, and they look at the east coast, the tidal side. In the north, Rereata Makiha talks about how, because the geographical outline changes and you start getting bi-coastal up the north, where it's less than an hour between coasts.
Yeah.
So reading the lunar cycles up there differs. So one day, so the west is always a day ahead of the east.
Oh, really?
So if it's whiro on one side, by the time that evening tide is out, it's tiria on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, don't quote me on whether it's east or west, but one is behind the other.
Yeah.
And those are his observations. And even then, you can go to another, just over the hill, and this is anywhere, and that whānau or that hapu will have their own names and their own settings of the lunar calendar.
Yeah.
So the big thing is what we've done is try to fit all these things in the Gregorian calendar to the 365 days, the 12-month phase, the 52 weeks.
Yeah.
You can see even with Dr. Rangi Mātāmua's kōrero on his Living by the Stars Facebook, follow it every Monday as a kōrero. He talks about how our division of time doesn't fit into our Gregorian ways.
No.
And so to understand that, so what I mean in terms of that with our lunar calendar is that it'll differ from place to place. So you can't pick up one calendar and say this is gospel for that area.
This fits you.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the right size for you.
Yeah. Not one size fits all. So if that's anything to go, I hope you can take that in, Courtney. That'll probably be the best kōrero I can give you, is to find a lunar calendar that's pertaining to the area you're in.
Me whakarongo pi kari kari.
One thing that I found interesting after reading the Living by the Moon book by Wiremu Tawhai was, I've always assumed that Rākaunui was the best night day
Aye.
to plant everything.
Kia ora.
But then after reading his book, he actually says that while it is a good day for planting, the water tables are way higher,
Kia ora.
you know, because they're closer to the top of the soil and everything. You would yield, maybe, so we're talking about kumara here, you would yield big kumara, but because they're so moist and high in water because of the time that they were planted, they also rot faster.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
And I found that interesting because then he can't remember the names of the days, but he did say which are better days to plant kumara if you wanted them to last longer. And so what they would do back in the day was still plant on those different nights, but they knew that the ones that they're planting on Rākaunui are going to be ones that they're going to eat straight away.
Eat first,
That's the one they're going to share out to the whānau. The kumara that they planted on the other nights where the water tables weren't so high, they knew that they could store these for longer, and these would be used just in case something was to come up at the marae where they needed that stockpile of food.
Ka pai.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
So that in that way, they knew they were always going to have something there in the kāpata to feed everyone with.
There you go, e tiwi. So the water table, that's very cool. Because even people that do rongoa, they talk about choosing the right time to pick their rau or the things they need for their rongoa.
Yeah.
And talked about the water table being high, best time to pick because it helps the rejuvenation of the plant as well.
And I have heard that one to pick your kawa leaves in the morning.
Kia ora.
And go for the ones with lots of holes in them because obviously if the insects like them, they must be good ones.
Tika.
But there was also something that I can't quite remember about the sun. Don't get the ones facing the sun or get the ones facing the sun?
Kia ora. So there's a lot of things in there. So you said pick them in the morning and you pick them with the most holes in them because of the bugs like them, and because the bugs, their huare, their saliva has natural enzymes that help with the plant too. Yeah. This is from Ngaronua, a rongoa kaiakoa from Raglan, kia ora Ngaronua. And you choose the eastern side because it gets the most sun in the mornings. Mm-hmm. So you do it before sun because they're still asleep, and you'll see plants that have drooped and they do pick up when they get more sun.
Yeah.
So this is before the time of photosynthesis. So you want to pick before then, and you pick it on the eastern side because it gets the most sun and it just helps its rejuvenation.
Oh, okay, cool.
So science, tikanga.
Yeah, and being mindful. You're being mindful that you're doing it in a way that ensures that plant or, that being can still go on.
Yeah, mā te aha i tēnā.
Mā te aha i tēnā.
Yeah, ka pai. Because then, the buzzword that we use today, sustainability, those are sustainable practices.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Even going back to the te pāpaku kōrero.
Yeah.
That is a sustainable practice. Why are we burying ourselves with all this rubbish?
Kia ora.
Let's get buried a natural way.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, so if you're looking at decomposition, so you can have sustainable urupa. I mean, this is a very touchy subject, but I think, you need to have these conversations sometime or rather. Yeah, you can't be just putting tūpapaku on tūpapaku if they haven't decomposed in 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anei, he whakaro pēr mā tātou katoa.
So Justine Murray messaged our page a while ago, and she has written, can you discuss why I ētahi wā kupu have a tohutō or none, like Māori, and how she has written it is MAAORI, or tēnei, so again the double vowel.
Double vowels, yeah.
I have seen it written like this, he aha te mea tika.
Tēnā koe tēnei, Justine.
Justine Murray.
Tēnā koe, Justine Murray. You have opened up a can of worms there. Very much so. So tohutō, this is my opinion, in order for our reo to survive, there must be some way of some standardization.
Yeah.
And it's quite iwi-centric to use the double vowel to create the elongated sound.
Yeah, and so you see the double vowel a lot in Tainui, right?
Kia ora, yeah.
Right? From my personal observations, when I am texting on my phone, or back in the days before I knew how to do a macron on my computer, I would do the double vowel.
I just wouldn't do any. I used to just type.
Well, now I'm constantly going on māoridictionary.co.nz to see where the tohutō are on each word. That's what I use it for.
Yep.
And I'm very conscious about that, and conscious about being judged on using my tohutōs or not.
Kia ora.
So back before I knew how to do macrons on my phone or computer, I would do the double vowel. And would that be maybe why they typed with a double vowel here in Tainui?
There's many kōrero about why they double vowel here. Engari, ka waiho pēr mā Tainui e kōrero ana. E kōrero mō Tainui. But what I understand and what I've learnt is that in Te Awamutu, where we are, the bustling metropolis of Te Awamutu, was where they heard the first printing machine.
Yes. Te Hokioi.
Te Hokioi. The first one of the
you
first papers.
You can actually go see that very first printing machine of their very first Māori newspaper in the Te Awamutu Museum.
Tiga. And so they printed their own newspaper, and they hadn't any way to show, a macronated sound, to put it a better way. So they used double vowels. Yeah. And there's an idea that that's where that came from, and then there are other different ideas. But e hara i au te kōrero, o ka kore au e ki anei te whakautu tika.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why it's used like that in Tainui. I know in a lot of official documents, I know Peter Hurunui Jones, they use double vowel, so who am I to say what is right and what is wrong? The hardest thing...
I don't think there really is a right and wrong.
I don't think so either. Who can we... This is a lot of kōrero that we have. We can observe the differences. Mm-hmm. And I think the beauty is the differences. Yeah. People want to find the right way, but show me the wrong way. Koera tā tātai enare. What's the wrong way? You tell me which one's the wrong way. Yeah, so koina he whakaro kia koe e Justine. It's hard to really say what is right and what is wrong. What I do if I'm doing an official document, say for an assessment, or for uni or for something, if I know the way that they expect to mark, that's how I will write. Yeah. Even the language I use, I try to use an academic or a clear writing or clear way of speaking for the sake of the assessment. Yeah. A tārea te wā, ka waiho taku reo kauta mo te kauta, ka waiho anō taku reo tamariki mo aku tamariki, So, and people say, you should speak, your way. But I think it helps you broaden your horizons of your language understanding, Yeah. And I'm like that anyway. I'm a chameleon. I like trying other things, And
just like Parone says, when he goes to different hui and different rohe, he'll try and use their words.
Tika. He mihi tēnā. Yeah.
He'll use their kiwaha, their whakatauki, their little... What do you call those little isms?
Tika.
The little
kiwaha,
isms.
Yeah. Mā te aha I te ako I te reo o iwi ke.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. Like he addresses me as mara, I address him as tai. Tēnā koe tai. Kia rea mara. But you sort of blind yourself to the beauties of the language if you just look at one small part of it. Yeah. So. Yeah.
But in short, to answer that, sometimes they have tohutō, sometimes they have double vowel. That's just a different iwi thing. It could probably have to do with convenience of the time.
Yeah.
Which leads me into our next kaupapa.
Kia ora.
So I've got some pretty, could be heavy-hitting questions here. But they're all under the realm of where tikanga is compromised for convenience. And I heard this really cool whakatauki the other day from Awhimai.
Kia ora Awhimai.
Me mate tētahi tikanga kia ora ai anō, which I think, is supposed to say one tikanga has to die or, be put to rest for a new one to be born.
Kia ora.
Do you have a bit of whakamārama for that?
No, that's right. Some things have to be set aside for the betterment of the greater good, perhaps.
Yeah.
The one I like to use is me moi te tikanga, kia ora ai te tikanga. So it's not that you're killing it or, you're just setting it aside.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're omitting it from current practices.
Yeah. So one of the things that people wanted to know about was hākari before the nehu. And so this is interesting to me because I've always grown up thinking that, you have the service, you have the nehu or the burial, and then you all go for a hākari to sort of whakanoa yourselves and to, just have a good whānau catch up and then all leave your separate ways back to whatever you need to do. But I have seen recently that some people have the hākari before the nehu. Why would this be?
Kia ora. The first time I saw this, I experienced this tikanga was at a tangi in Tuakau.
Oh, yeah?
A late friend of ours, tēnā koe te pai. Yeah, so we went to the tangihanga, te rā o te nehu, and before they departed to Taupiri, now I think this is where you find the understanding. So from Tuakau to Taupiri is 40 minutes if you know where you're going. So if you understand that you're taking 100 plus people to there, and so processions can take longer than in the time of travelling. So the idea was to have the hākari first, and so people, whānau and friends could leave from the burial. And that's the only time I've seen that happen, and around Tainui area as well. But also I've seen it elsewhere as well, and I do believe it's from convenience. It is.
Yeah.
A lot of our tikanga are based on convenience now.
Yeah.
People need to understand. So when you say, "Oh, that's the tikanga," that's how we do it.
Yeah.
One should understand where that tikanga came from first, and you'll realise that it's no older than 100 years old. Some tikanga. Yeah.
I have this question here from Beth Dixon that also relates to hākari.
Kia ora, Beth.
She says, "Kia ora rā, nei pea tētahi kaupapa hai kōrerotanga ko te hākari, kia hāngai tonu atu ki te horopaki o te marae."
Kia ora. It's quite an ambiguous question, but he te hākari?
Yeah, well, so as I said before, my understanding of it was that it was part of the tapu and no process.
Kia ora.
So your reason for the hākari was to whakanoa yourself.
Yeah, and that's the big part of it. So for the whānau pani, if you look at the context of a huimate or a tangihanga, the whānau pani, according to some tikanga, is that they sit and all they are... me tika taka kore, there's a saying, "Hoi anō mā te whānau pani, he kai I te hupe me te roimata, I te aroha o te tangata." What they get to eat is grief. And so they may have been fasting for those so many days. They used to fast, for the length of a tangihanga because of the grief. And the idea was a lot of people say is to show the aroha, but a lot of times it was to actually, my personal belief is to transcend. So when you fast, you're sort of transcending your physical attachment to the world, and it sort of helps you grieve. Yeah. So this is what, like going back to the tūpopo and the kuia, this is what they did. And they might have a bit of water. Some whānau pani may have a bit of kai in the evenings, but it's up to them whether they eat or not. That's what they used to do. And so the hākari was meant to be them coming back to the world of light. So they're sitting in the dark. E noho ana I te kerekere, e tangi ana, e mau ana I te kākahu taratara. They're adorning the cloak of grief. Yeah. And so the hākari is to bring them, just like from tapu tunua, that we use, the elements we use, wai, karakia, kai, to bring us back to noa, that's the hākari. That is the basis of the hākari. Yeah. A lot of times now, people think it is it is a celebration, but it's actually to help the whānau pani start making those steps
back to normalcy.
Normalcy. That's
normalcy.
The one.
Back to normalcy.
Normalcy. And so that's the idea behind that tikanga. And while we're on it, in the hākari, the first mihi when the whānau pani come back, because a lot of people go straight to the whare kai for the kai.
Yeah.
The first mihi that should be in there is from the taumata or the paipai to that whānau pani, and you're saying hoki mai koutou ki te ao marama tatatara, for.
Yeah.
So that's meant to be the first mihi. And another iwi, they go back to the whare first, and there's another pōhiri. They're brought back on, they're welcomed back on into the marae.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's when those mihi start.
Yeah.
That's when they say, welcome, come back to the whānau pani. Hoki mai kia tātou nei, e tātere ana kia koutou o te ao marama, nau mai, hoki mai. Tangohia te kākahu taratara, kia tū ai koutou, kia tae tētahi atu tēnā kākahu te mau. So that it can be passed on to another grieving family. So, relieve yourself of the cloak of grief so that it may be worn in time, maybe worn by another whānau. Come back to us, come back to normalcy, come back to the light.
Yeah.
The crux of it, the bones of that.
Wow.
That's the height of it. And then the karakia is to finish that off. So that's the hākari. That's the reason for a hākari.
Yeah.
And, it is about manaakitanga, that the way that we like to put on the best.
Yeah,
feast.
yeah.
Have you ever gone to a tangi and they're like, how was the tangi? No, kina.
We have mince on toast.
Yeah. Or like, and then because there's an expectation if you go to he iwi moana. There's an expectation.
There's gotta be a crayfish.
There better be crayfish. There better be crayfish. And these are the things that we want to do for our manuhiri.
Yeah, that's where you want to put on the grandest
kai
of kai you can gather.
Yeah, so those are the things that are all part of the hākari, or the purpose of the hākari.
If you have a celebration like a 21st, and you have a big kai there, is that a hākari?
That's a hākari.
Okay, just not a whakanoa hākari.
Yeah, it's a whakanui hākari.
Whakanui hākari.
Yeah. Well, let's look up, me inoa atu kia kūkara. Kūkara, nuku kūkara, rangi kūkara mai nei, ngā whakautu nei, kia tau mai nei, ngā kupu ki rungi a tātou. Hākari. Haumi e hui e to adorn, dress the hair, to have a feast. Hākari. Hākari, yeah.
To adorn and address the hair.
To dress the hair. No, that's the verb. Hair. That's another word used for it, but it says here, hākari, to have a feast. So a feast.
Yeah.
So when you do hākari matas, who's having a feed? Your legs. The legs and buns are having a feed.
Oh, God, the hākari matas. They're having a torture. That's what
they're having a torture. It could be spicy food because all your legs are doing are burning.
Okay, moving on. Men doing a wairea. From my understanding, this happens a lot up your ways. Yeah,
in the north, this is a contentious one, really.
What is a wairea?
He wairea, he karakia kia wairea, kia wātea te huarahi kei mua I tētahi ope.
Yeah.
Kia pai ai tō hikoitanga I tētahi ara. So it's to clear the pathway in a spiritual sense so that you're not taking on any bad juju.
Yeah, and so is it the same as a karanga?
Well, no, it's not. No, karanga is very different. So in Ep 32, I believe, or one of the episodes, Tikanga 101 with Pānia Papa, who speaks. You want to revisit it. It's a great kōrero about karanga and the roles of karanga. But in the north, they are known to do poraporo waki, tau parapara, and now these days they call it wairea. I subscribe to the attitude that wairea is a tainui kupu and a tainui practice. And though there aren't much differences, there are subtleties which make it different. So in the north, when you go onto the marae, if it's a tangihanga, you may be doing they say wairea now, a tauparapara, a karakia.
And this is from a male.
Yeah, this is
not a female doing the karanga.
This is a male practice. This is a male practice. And up there, you can do it with just a male going on.
Yeah.
I've seen it when there's a karanga going on and simultaneously there is a karakia. There's a tauparapara, or there's a, they call it, as they say, wairea, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To say that only that happens and only this should happen, I don't think is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you were having a gathering or pōwhiri at a marae and there were no females around, could this be a way to get around that, to get around doing the karanga? You would do something like a wairea or tauparapara or karakia.
Tuatahi ke hau, mena kei wahike me whai e koe te tikanga o taua wāhira. So when you're in a different place and that's not their tikanga, one should observe the rules and the protocols of that area.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb, man, when in Rome. If
Yeah.
you're not too sure, and if you think it's comfortable for you to do something where you're from,
It might not be.
it might not. You
be at
may
someone
cause
else's
later
wedding.
discomfort for yourself. So that would be my word of caution is to, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Quick fire answers, please.
Okay.
Ko tēnei, ko tērā rānei, awa o moana.
Moana,
Pounamu or whalebone.
whalebone,
Scuffs or jandals.
jandals,
Fried bread or rewana.
fried bread,
Ooh, me too. Hāngi or boil up.
boil up,
All right. Boil up or Sunday roast.
boil up.
Okay.
Kia mohi o mai koutou. Boil up is one of my death row kais. Do you ever have a death row? Oh, you know, like, mena ka
That last
mate koe.
meal, your last supper.
Yeah. Tō kai whakamutinga, ko tētahi āku, ko te boil up. But it has to be what type of boil up?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, sorry.
Pork bones boil up or titi boil
Titi.
up. Oh, yum.
With coconut cream. Shh, don't
Ooh,
judge me.
With coconut cream, I haven't tried that one.
Don't judge me. He hononga hāmua oku no reira. He mohi mai koutou.
So what, do you put it in the pot with all the water as well, or do you put it on top in your own bowl? The coconut cream.
Nah, what I do, I like put it on like hei kinaki, because if you put it in a boiler, it just boils down and it sort of
Waters down the flavour.
Yeah, it just the coconut sort of just reduces. So
Yeah.
I put it on thing, and what it does, it cuts up the salt. Even if you try,
because titi is quite salty.
yeah, salty, yeah.
But I like it.
Oh yeah,
Yum.
yeah, I love it.
Yum.
So yeah, that, or sometimes, now don't judge. He ngāpui hononga oku. A bit of cream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But only
Yeah.
with titi, no another boil ups.
Yeah.
I'm not like those lot from Pita Tippin. There's lot they use cream and everything. Kia ora, Pita.
Have you tried a chicken boil up?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
It was different. I wouldn't have it.
Was it just like a chicken soup?
Yeah, a chicken boil is a chicken soup. The thing with chicken, if you boil it down, it just falls apart.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go through the bones and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, and I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, you don't not missing out on anything.
Okay, couple more. Puha or watercress?
Puha,
Pawa or kinnet?
pawa.
And our last one, would you rather go 100 years into the past or 100 years into the future for a day?
Ooh. I choose neither. Can I choose
Yeah,
that?
hi.
Because I appreciate the present. I don't know. I don't want to go into the future and then come back. I don't want to go into the past and come back. A great person said, when you dwell on the past, that's depression. When you dwell on the future, that's anxiety.
Yeah, I
And
have
so-
actually heard that before.
Yeah. It's not a secret. And I believe in that. Me whakatau te tangata I tōna ao e noho nei ia.
Yeah.
Like, to be present is to be mindful, and so then nah.
Yeah. No, I fully understand where you're coming from. But ki oku whakaaro, if I had to choose one, I don't know, I have so many questions about the past. I would love to go back into the past just to see what, like, the bush and the land and what people looked like.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
100 years ago, we still would have been post-colonization, but I think, the bush would have been way more natural.
What's 100 years from now? 100
Yeah, what
years,
are we, 2019?
1919?
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be bloody war. There'll be First World War, just post First World War.
Yeah, see, I'd love to see what it was like back then, but...
Oh, yeah, I want to go back then. Yeah, that's not bad.
Stop copying
That's
me.
not bad. Nah, because it's already done, It's already done, so... Yeah, what
Just
would I
to
do?
answer those sort of questions, though, like,
I'd take back the
how
flu
did
vaccines.
they live?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of whare did they have? There might be more people who'd be able to answer our questions about the migrations and stuff still around, you know? If you follow our Facebook page, you might have seen we put up a post last week, ko tēnei, ko tērā rānei, and this is just a little summon. Mā te aha i tēnā. It's just a little something that we're going to do on our Facebook page now and then, just to create some discussion. He kemu no iho. There's no right or wrong. It's just a topic of discussion.
Kia ora.
So keep a lookout for those little segments on our Facebook page.
Ka mātua I tēnā, e maha ngā pātai whakautua e tāua I tēnei rā. No reira, e mihi tōna ana kia koutou te hunga I aia mai ngā pātai a koutou. E manako ana I whai māramatanga I roto I ngā kōrero I whāriki he e māua I tēnei rā. No reira, mihi kau ana kia koutou. Don't forget to have a look at us on Facebook and keep those pātai coming in.
Yeah, keep those pātai coming in. We actually love it.
Yeah.
We may not answer them all the time, but we do like getting your feedback and questions.
We enjoy your feedback because mei kore ko koutou, ka ora tonu tēnei punua pāhua Taringa. No reira, mihi ana kia koutou. O tira kia koe praone, kare kore ka hoki mai anō kei wainga nui a tāua ki te whakatigatika I wenei, e tai whakaro hea o māua. No reira, e mihi ana kia koutou katoa. So, our waiata o te wiki
is Tihore mai te rangi.
An all-time favourites. One of those all-time favourites. No reira, whakarongo mai.
Was that all the Motai whānau on
I think
there?
there was a bit of Motai, there was a bit of Ngā Tūmanako on the strings.
So we're going to call them Ngā Motai Nako.
Ngā Motai Nako. Nā, kau e mihi ana kia koutou Ngāti Tūnoho, and e koro ko teiria, o tira kia koe hoki praone, me ngā tamariki, ngā hiwa o te rangi. Ngā pura o te aroha, tēnā koutou katoa,
I was at the opening of the wharekai in Parawira.
Kia ora,
Oh my God, the kids were amazing.
Yeah, man. Our kids are so lucky today, what they're learning, what they get to learn.
Yeah,
the shoulders they get to rub with.
Yeah, they were right up there in front of all the adults, and usually you just get all the kids to stand up just to have a go, but these kids actually really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
It makes you go, I'm going to the back, man. I can't deal with this. I don't know what I'm doing. But Tihore Mai Te Rangi, that's a very cool song. That's also an old karakia that kids used to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so tamariki mā, koina he karakia pai mā koutou, mā tātou hoki, ngā pakeke. It was a ditty. So our tamariki in the old days would have their own little karakia. And this is when it starts raining. They come out, they go, tihore mai te rangi, tihore mai, mau. I forgot the rest of the words. But those are the words for a little karakia. So,
cool.
And a Pākehā version of that, it's not because of that there's a Pākehā version, but there's a Pākehā equivalent. It goes, rain, go away, come again another day. Yeah. So that's what tihore mai te rangi is. Yeah.
What did I say, Snowy? You're a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, mate, I just eat Weet-Bix then.
Whatever, you do a lot more than that.
I get these cards and it has like some little funny facts. Some fun fact, tihore mai te rangi is actually a karakia tamariki used to use.
Okay, well, in all seriousness, it's been so good to have you here.
Cool. Yeah, cool episode.
I hope that for all you listeners out there that you didn't miss Parone too much. And that, hey, hopefully matahi tēnā. Hopefully we were a bit better than nothing.
Mate ai a māua. Nō reira, e te hunga, ngā manakitanga te wāhingaro ki runga i a koutou. O tērā ki a koutou katoa, hoki tonu mai hei tērā wiki, o tēnei punua pāho e whakapāho atu nei.
Hei kona!
Hei kona!
Bit whakarongo, bit kari, gather up close, everybody, buddy. Taringa. Yeah, tahuri mai ki yo, whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako, korero flowing at the hook of force, kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te, kaupapa tino whakahira, whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai, o Taringa, hare mai, we gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody, kani move that body, kani move that body.
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. Nā te māngai pāho I tautoko. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.